Okay, so looking for special ingredients somewhere around here, hopefully. Want to meet with the council. And just explore. It's the Citadel after all. What can we find around here?
This recruits is a 20-kilo ferrous slug. Feel the weight! Every 5 seconds, the main gun of an Everest-class dreadnought accelerates 1 to 1.3% of light speed. It impacts with the force of a 38-kiloton bomb. That is 3 times the yield of the city buster dropped on Hiroshima back on Earth. That means Sir Isaac Newton is the deadliest son of a bitch in space. Now, Serviceman Burnside, what is Newton's first law?
Sir, an object in motion stays in motion, sir.
No credit for partial answers, maggot!
Sir, unless acted on by an outside force, sir.
Damn straight! I dare to assume you ignorant jackasses know that space is empty. Once you fire this hunk of metal, it keeps going till it hits something. That can be a ship, or the planet behind that ship. It might go off into deep space and hit somebody else in 10,000 years. If you pull the trigger on this, you are ruining someone's day, somewhere and sometime. That is why you check your damn targets. That is why you wait for the computer to give you a damn firing solution. That is why, Serviceman Chung, we do not eyeball it. This is a weapon of mass destruction. You are not a cowboy shooting from the hip.
Sir, yes, sir!
We do not eyeball it! Hundreds of years later, we're still comparing all explosions to Hiroshima. I guess that means that there was no further horrible human tragedies between then and now.
This recruits is a 20-kilo ferrous slug.
Oh, I think he's starting over. Yep, he is. He's starting the whole thing over again. Ah! Flee! Flee! He's gonna say it all again.
I thought it might be nice to come back here and see how it's changed. But it's just like it was. Same dirty streets, same unrepentant scavengers, same revolving door prisons. Being security here is a terrible job. This is exactly why I left.
Oh, poor guy. Still, it's gotta be better than Omega, right?
The Destiny Ascension has completed its 20-colony victory cruise. Council members aboard thanked Human Alliance soldiers for their efforts in repelling Saren's invasion 2 years ago.
Oh hey, it's the same audio logs we've heard before. So these are the entries that we're playing when we were going up and down the stairs back on Omega. But now they're playing here because it's Galactic News, so it just kind of shows up everywhere.
Sorry, sir, but I'll need you to remove any biotic amp you might be wearing.
What? Why?
Unfortunately, sir, biotics can be used as a weapon. The rules require me to confiscate all amps. Could you please hand over yours?
I don't have one. I'm not a biotic.
Oh. Well, when you objected, I thought...
You humans are all racist.
I don't know if that was a fitting response necessarily.
Can I help you, ma'am?
It's been a couple years since I passed through here. Security seems to have tightened a bit.
After the Geth attack, there was a review of security protocol. A few minor changes were made to reduce the risk of Geth infiltration. We apologize for the inconvenience.
You think a Geth would stand out?
Assumptions are dangerous. Be alert, be safe.
Thanks for your time.
Next.
God damn it. This is why it is sort of tempting sometimes just to let the council die. I explain at great length my reasoning for saving them, but damn, their amazing feedback and great response to this entire situation is that they install the TSA. Great, that'll stop the Reapers. You did it.
Looks like they've tightened up security.
Shut it down. What? Do you seriously think?
Yeah, okay.
Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am. Our scanners are picking up false readings. They seem to think you're... dead.
I was only mostly dead. Try finding that option on government paperwork.
We need to get that cleared up for you. Why don't you talk to my captain? He's just beyond the scanners on the right.
You'll have to make him scream a little. He's not gonna tell you everything just because you ask.
I know, sir.
If you don't have the stomach or you're worried about being reported, I can take care of it.
No, sir. I can handle it.
Yes, I see the problem already, Commander Shepard.
My console says you're dead.
You're not worried I'm some imposter claiming to be me?
We have the best screening equipment in the galaxy. Those scanners can sample DNA from skin flakes. Hell, if you have unregistered gene mods, they can even figure those out.
Your sergeant said you could help with that.
Usually you'd have to go through the station security administration to reactivate your IDs. Then to customs and immigration to regain access to the Citadel itself, and probably a stop by the Treasury. Spending a year dead is a popular tax dodge. But I can see you're a busy woman. So how about I just press this button right here, and we call it done?
That'd be great.
Done. You're good to go. You should head up to the Presidium, though. The Council would probably like to know that one of their lost specters is still kicking.
What's the easiest way to get to the Presidium from down here?
Head back through the security checkpoint and take a public shuttle.
I will. Having access to the Council and the Spectre's resources would be useful.
Yeah. The Council can get anything. Best thing about working CSEC is that any equipment, information, or money you need, you get. Anyway, something else you need? Or can I get back to work?
So funnily enough, the go-to thing is actually to go right back where I came from and hop on a shuttle to go for the Council, because I'm not going to get that here. We must be somewhere down in the wards, similar to where the majority of the non-Presidium locations were last time, but just not the same places, because it's all a new map. And yeah, my Shepard does not give a crap about the legality, or even asking about the legality of just getting the paperwork out of the way. What's the point of being a Spectre, after all? Let's cut through the red tape. That's what the whole point of this role.
It looks like most of the damage from Sovereign's attack has been repaired.
The Presidium was pretty shot up, of course. They fixed that first. All the wards got hit with debris when the ship exploded. Most of the damage was superficial, and the Keepers got things restored fast. Tasery Ward got the worst. A big chunk hit near the Dillanaga concert hall. They're still clearing wreckage and trying to get power restored.
I need to talk to the Council. How can I get to the Presidium?
Head through the security checkpoint and take a public shuttle.
Tell me about this place.
All the wards are more or less multicultural, but the other four are dominated by Asari, Turians, or Solarians. In Zakira, we've got major enclaves of Volus, Elcor, and Hanar. There's also a human commercial zone at Shinakiba. We've got a few Krogan walking around, and I think I saw a Quarian the other day.
Yes. Primary establishment of Volus in the game, probably. Let's go find them all.
I overheard your conversation. Make him scream a little?
This isn't a Presidium. All they have to worry about are protesters outside their free speech zones or someone's poodle crapping on the grass. Down here, we have drugs, organized crime, and murder. Policing a ward is like policing New York City. Sometimes you have to work outside the Council's rulebook.
CSEC has changed.
Last time I was here, there were no human captains in CSEC.
The CSEC took a lot of casualties when the Geth boarded the Presidium. The Special Response Division was hard hit. They stopped turning their noses up at human resumes. They needed bodies in uniform, and we had the most experienced bodies.
I should be going.
You need anything else, let me know.
Come to think of it, Garrus's life might have been saved by the fact that I recruited him in the first place. Although his plan was to leave CSEC regardless, I believe. In fact, he said he resigned before he even asked to join me. So I guess he would have wandered off and done his own thing in that time? Well, in that case, he would definitely be dead, because he might have gone off to be Archangel immediately, and I wouldn't have been there to bail him out, because I would probably be currently dead around the time that he was in trouble. Yeah, more blue markings on his face, right? Maybe not. Nah, he's just kind of got a blue face? I can't tell if he's got markings or not. But blue markings seem to be particularly popular amongst the Turians, which I think they are in fact artificially added. This is the worst way to look at this guy's face, by the way. There's such... What am I doing? I could just look at it this way. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to be sure, but it looks like it's basically just painted on. I think they have like exoskeleton faces and just add as they go. Hey, we're back to having proper maps, and this is kind of a big one. Going left will take us to Rapid Transit. A few different restaurants. I mean, well, actually, some of those are restaurants, but primarily various store types. There's a place called the Dark Star Lounge in the bottom right corner. Comm terminal. Souvenirs. Well, I've got to check the souvenir shop, haven't I?
Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. Officials in the Systems Alliance remain tight-lipped about the recent disaster on the pioneer colony of Freedom's Progress. The human outpost is believed to have been destroyed, with no survivors on record. Details are sketchy due to a news blackout. This is the latest in a series of frontier settlements lost by the Alliance. The Hanar Shrine of the Enkindlers plans a prayer vigil for the deceased. The Hanar maintain that the lost colonies are the Protheans' wrath, after human explorers defiled a Prothean data beacon 2 years ago on Eden Prime. Welcome to Citadel Newsnet. I'm Emily Wong. CSEC has reported the disappearance of a sanitation worker on Kithoy Ward. Denaria Claris failed to return from her shift during the third watch. Her assignment took her near the Keeper's area of the ward, and it is feared her corpse might have been taken to the protein vats for recycling.
Oh. So then green is people, apparently. Well, I was weird how it also glitched out the second time and she didn't animate that time. But hey, Emily Wong is still maintaining a job. There's some follow-up on that character.
Good day, my friends. Welcome to the Citadel.
Accuse her of classism just immediately the moment I arrive here. There's there's nothing leading to that. Holy crap.
I'd like to buy something.
My apologies. I do not make sales. I'm here to answer questions and process returns and exchanges. To make a purchase, browse our electronic catalog over there.
These stores are owned by the Citadel, right?
That's correct. Citadel souvenirs outlets are owned by the Council government. The profits generated by sales are used to maintain the station. We offer an assortment of decorations suitable for display in your personal quarters.
And now we take part in the usual tradition of playing Mass Effect 2 and reaching the Citadel.
Since these stores are owned by the Council, do government employees get a discount?
Yes, in fact. What's your position?
I'm a former Spectre.
My goodness, I didn't know Spectres quit. I don't believe you qualify for a discount, though.
How about if I throw in an endorsement from the woman who defeated Saren?
You are Shepard? My goodness. The increase in sales would certainly be worth offering a discount.
What do you need me to do?
Just voice your endorsement into my console.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Excellent. I will get my clerical VI to add it to our advertising immediately.
Ha ha ha, it begins and it will never stop. A space hamster. That's adorable. Small furry rodent looks like it, looks up at you with what seems like a knowing smile. How does it smile? Small ship model of the Systems Alliance ship, normally SR-1. Just a few basic things here. Old cheap to afford, too. And so the test begins. Can I keep the fish alive through the entire game?
So do you want to get one of the fish, or maybe a model ship?
How is a model ship supposed to remind me of the Citadel?
It's festive, and you like ships.
I'm an engineer, honey. I look at ships all day.
It's a valid point. Why would first of all, why is a model ship festive?
Presidium are filled with fish. No, they're not. You ever been up there? No. CSEC won't let me. They say I'm a risk. They think every Krogan is dangerous. Damn Turians. We should kill them all.
They think they're all dangerous. We should kill them. I love that. The giant frog monsters are basically just talking about the live bait that's in the presidium, in those pools of water in the area. I like the little couples that squabble around this place too. And it's no, yeah, I don't. How in the world is a ship festive? What does that even mean? I actually genuinely don't know what that's supposed to mean. Cerberus applications, located on level 26. I have no idea where that is. And is this level 26? It's level 28.
What can I do for you?
I thought weapons were restricted on the Citadel now.
Carrying them around is. Selling them isn't. We store them in off-site containers and deliver them to your ship. People who have permission to carry, like CSEC, can walk out with them.
Tell me about your services.
We sell quality hunting supplies, which you'll need when you purchase one of our adventure travel packages. Imagine it, human. The break of day. You and your team have been stalking a Shatha for 5 days. In that time, it's killed 4 men. You see it? Line it up. Take the shot. Blam! It's down. You're the hero. That's what we offer. Not a vacation, but an experience.
What if you're one of those 4 men? That seems like it's a pretty bad package for you then.
If everything's done by catalog, why are you here?
Rodham believes in salesmanship, the personal touch. Some say we're old-fashioned. We recognize that adventure traveling is a niche, a small, tight-knit community.
Are you sure you're not just a failed actor and you're trying to like steal the scene right now with all your method acting of taking cover behind a desk?
Your expeditions might be a little tame for me.
Tame? A human can hardly take down a Pharaoh Varen, let alone a Shatha. Who do you think you are?
Well, my name's Shepard, and
The Shepard? The one that put down Saren Arterius?
Oh, you do know me.
By the spirits, Shepard, in my store. I don't suppose I could convince you to record an advertisement for me.
Sure you could. Can we work out a discount?
A discount? I'd name my firstborn after you if you ask. Can we record it now? Just speak towards my console.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Ha! No other gun shop has that kind of endorsement.
Until I find one. I like that. Presumably none of them ever talk to each other and find out that I'm just going to give the endorsement to every single one of them. We have a few variations here. 5% health for, like, no money. Yes. 10% spare ammo capacity. Yes. This is sniper rifle damage, pistol damage, and submachine gun damage. I would heavy pistol damage actually is that'd be really good. Let's go for that one.
Take it.
At the very least, I'll grab that one. I love my heavy pistol. It immediately made me happy when I found one.
Have you tried Galaxy of Fantasy yet? I love that game. It's based on Turian mythology, but it's really fun. I hear it has 11 billion players now.
Oh my god, we've reached the full meta.
Do you have any games you'd like to trade in? You get 2 credits toward a new game. You know what's good? Alliance Corsair. The battles are pretty realistic, but it's still fun, and you can install it on an Omni tool. For 10 credits, we offer data protection for any game we sell. If the copy protection ever malfunctions, you can download a new copy free. Those Asari Hanar porn games they sell in Shinakiba are really nasty.
Just gonna come out and say that? Just pop out with the porn line, not just unprompted. Sure.
Oh, sorry. I was playing this fascinating human game, Solitaire. Did you need something?
That's why clicking wasn't working. He was playing Solitaire and it distracted him.
Games like they used to. These days, it's all big choices and visceral combat. I miss those old games where you had to remember to drink water, and it took 5 hours real time to fly somewhere.
Okay, now they're getting a little superior and condescending. Where does this lead to? Ah, here's the Dark Star Lounge we heard about. Curious what Avina might say, because we're in a new era now.
Welcome back, Shepard. It has been 2 years, 3 months, and 17 days since the Citadel last welcomed you. The Zakera Ward Promenade offers upscale shopping and entertainment options for the discerning visitor.
I want to point out a second ago that he said that if you trade in your used game, that you get 2 credits, but if you get a protection plan for your game, that costs 10 credits. So it cost trading in 5 games just to get a protection plan for 1 game, which in itself is basically just basically a scam to begin with.
What entertainment options are available?
The Dark Star is a small but popular night spot offering intoxicants, gambling, and exotic dancing.
What stores are in this area?
Rodham Expeditions sells high-grade weapons as well as adventure travel packages to the galaxy's most dangerous destinations.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avena. Have a pleasant day.
So Dark Star is this place's equivalent of Chorus Den, basically. They, I think they get themselves backed into a corner a little bit when they make sequels to games like this, where I think they want to give you the same basic ideas when you go to a place like the Citadel, which is a location that's in more than one game, but they don't want to give you the same level to play, so they create a new variant of the same level and call it new things and change the layout and give you more of the same, but without it actually being the same. We're spending a lot of time at bars so far, aren't we? Let's see, is there bartender dialogue?
Will it be?
Hear about anything interesting going on around here?
They serve drinks. You want to know what's going on? Check the news. I don't know why humans always ask me that.
I'm done for now.
Let me know if you change your mind.
The meta has continued. Apparently it's an ongoing thing now that humans always try to ask the bartenders about what the local news is, because that's something you do in fantasy RPGs all the time, but in this setting they treat you like you're crazy.
Nothing I can do for you?
I noticed you're one of the groundskeepers for the presidium. Do you know if there are fish in the lakes?
I get that question a lot. I think it's right behind where's the restroom. Those are reservoirs, the presidium's own supply, independent from the water storage tanks in the wards. The only place I know of on the station to get a live fish is Delaeus Sonasy's gift shop.
When I pour a glass of water, it's the same stuff tourists throw garbage in?
No, they purify it first. If some Solarian or human bacteria gets left in, and a Turian or Quarian drinks it, they could die. Everything would be so much simpler if we all had the same DNA. But no, the universe loves diversity.
Thanks for your time.
No problem. If you get up to the Presidium, check out the Demile flowers across from the conduit. They're coming in very nicely.
Well, that certainly inspires confidence. Apparently it's so well filtered that it stops actual poison from happening, because entire types of people would just die on the spot if they had water contaminated by the other people around the place. I'm in the male restroom. He's just standing there. I'm not sure what I expected. Is this the male restroom, or is it just a restroom? They probably don't have gendered restrooms, considering that it's like... How many categories of restroom would you even need at some point for the different people around here? And which one do Asari go in?
The attack on the human colony of Freedom's Progress has generated a swift but confused response. Aid vessels have been sent, but it is not clear whether there are survivors. The Council offered its sympathy, but regretted that it could not become involved in a purely human matter.
Yep. The Council just doesn't help. Again. Immediately. Really makes you wonder why bother. Alright. I don't think there's much going on in here, but I get the feeling that something would eventually happen in there, just by virtue of it existing. They're usually relatively efficient with their level design. Oh no. Kalisa Al-Jalani. All she does is try to back you into a corner and make you look guilty. That's literally all she ever does. Are we doing this? Let's take a look around a little bit. Or is there like nobody left? There's actually not really much going on right around here. Okay, let's get this over with.
Got time for the press, Shepard?
Not really.
Kalisa been seen in Al-Jalani, Westerland News. I interviewed you 2 years ago when you first became a Spectre. You presented your case very well on camera. Do you have a minute?
Sorry, don't remember, don't care.
But the people remember you, Shepard. Your bat, your news. I just want to give your story its due. Sources claim you were at the heart of the Presidium during the Battle of the Citadel. It's fair to say the course of the battle hinged on your words. If true, you told Admiral Hackett to assist the Destiny Ascension, costing hundreds of human lives.
I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions. I wish I'd done that the first time we met.
You bitch! I'll make sure everyone in the Alliance sees that. Check vid. Did we get it? Nice.
I can't help it, I really hate that character. She's awful. She's awful, and she just tries to make it sound like you're a terrible person who's ruining everything. And it's incredibly satisfying around, like, I don't know, the 10th time you're playing through a Mass Effect game to just punch her in the face and move on. It's really satisfying, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, we've already been to the upgrade store, so that's about it for this entire side of the Citadel, actually. Let's head back. Oops. Is it left click and... Oh, interesting. Both the left and right sticks both open the map independently. It's probably breaking character on some level to punch her in the face. Probably. But it's a learned behavior from repeated exposure to said character. No matter what you say, she's going to try to make you sound like a terrible person and try to hurt your image. But you can hurt her image, by which I mean her visage.
I hear this is the best place for food on Zakera Ward.
You heard wrong. This is the best place for food on the whole damn Citadel.
There's our high-grade provisions. The Ascension novel and Revelations novel. Interesting. Those are just the names of Mass Effect books, basically. Yep, written by human author Drew Karpyshyn. Popular military historical novel, Ascension, focuses on several lives warped and destroyed by the human survivalist cult Cerberus. Revelations. I think it's the same author, yeah. It dramatizes human conflicts and political expansion following the 2148 discovery of the Protean mass relay on Pluto and the beginning of the human galactic exploration. And then, of course, the actual provisions we're here for the quest. There we go. Yeah, there's no dialogue for a endorsement because there's almost no inventory at that store to begin with. It's one quest objective and a fun little nod to the novels that sort of help expand on some of the Mass Effect lore, which people have corrected me and told me that the first two were supposed to be good and the third one's supposed to be the one that's really bad or something. But that's the one I remember, is the one that just doesn't make sense. Like, you read it, and it just doesn't make sense. If you've ever played Mass Effect before, like, there's just massive plot holes in the continuity that just are a nightmare.
Greetings, Earth Clan. You will find many excellent ships for sale here. Only slightly used, yes. With our Unification Day special, you can get up to 2,000 credits back. Such a deal. Could I interest you in a Turian Esquirine sporting shuttle? Unmatched acceleration, perilous maneuvering, and like all Turian shuttles, it can fit a light mass accelerator cannon. Perfect for heavy traffic.
Perfect for heavy traffic. Murder everyone with a giant gun. Solved. I found the Volus. That just makes me happy when I find the Volus. And now here's the Elcor. There's a few Hanar about. Then closer to the entrance when we first came in.
Welcome to Sarenus Applications. Can I interest you? Ah, Shepard!
Do I know you?
No, but I know you. Even a senile Hanar would remember the human who fought off the Geth. I thought you were dead.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot.
Please, look around the store. It's a pleasure to have you here.
You say that you recognize me and that everyone should, but you're the first person who has.
I'd like to buy something.
Oh, it's all automated these days. There's a catalog interface over there.
You know, I use quite a bit of software in my line of work.
It's a shame so few understand their own equipment. Besides the most obvious point-and-go nav interfaces, anyway.
You wouldn't believe how often I hear, "Why is the ship turning around? We're only halfway there."
Oh, I would.
You know, I like your products. Any interest in an endorsement from the human who defeated Saren?
I'd be thrilled. But I don't think I could afford to pay you for it.
Don't worry about it. What if we just work out a discount?
Absolutely. Just speak into my console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store in the Citadel.
That will be splendid. I can edit that and have it working right away. Thank you so much.
And none of them will ever notice that it sounds the same for every single person. Is there anyone else in here to interact with, though?
So which tech module are we supposed to get?
With confusion. I thought you knew.
What? No. All I heard Varanus say was, pick up a module.
Part of the fun they have here is that they set up a bunch of... It's just, couples going shopping, but they just basically hit the randomizer on what race and groups it'll be.
Ah, my favorite customer. What can I get you?
I'm just looking around, thanks.
I'll be here if you need anything.
I missed it. There we go. The randomization's kind of amusing because it leads to some fun combinations. 10% bonus to shields, barriers, and armor, or 20% to tech power damage. And it don't come cheap. But they're both pretty good, though. Especially this one. I'm definitely going for the armor. I think we'll be making return trips for certain upgrades, just because there's a lot of stores around here.
What do you think, Michael? Maybe... Good day, citizen. Welcome to the Certa Foundation outlet on Zakera Ward.
Tell me about your store.
The Certa Foundation is a human organization known for its genetic therapy regimens and genetically engineered products. Certa is probably best known for the development of Metagel.
I couldn't help but notice your prices. They seem a bit steep.
With respect, the Foundation is not concerned with profits. A portion of our sales funds research to cure genetic diseases.
You know, it would make your services more popular. An endorsement from the woman who defeated Saren.
Oh my! You're Shepard, aren't you? I would be glad to give you my employee discount if you would do that for us.
It's a deal.
Just speak into my console here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
I'll work it into our advertising at once. Thank you.
And this is what it feels like to sell out. Which is that it feels amazing. Metagel capacity increased by 3. Increased health by 10% for like no money. Yeah. And I'll go for Metagel also.
I'll take it.
Keep my very, very disposable party members from dying constantly.
Say that there are occasional motor control side effects. Jake loves to run. What if it makes him fall down?
Jake is fine, Rebecca. He's a perfectly healthy toddler.
The shipping warehouse. Is this where I'm supposed to pick up my gear if I buy it? Or, I mean, it's all automated, of course.
Refreshing, delicious Tupari sports drink hit the spot right now? Tupari, now available with dextro amino acids. You could really go for a Tupari sports drink, couldn't you?
These are in real life now, and I hate them. Vending machines and kiosks that talk at you when you walk by them. I'm like, no, leave me alone.
I got a refund and exchange, and I was told to pick up a new Omnigel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
No, they said to go to the warehouse. This is the warehouse.
Well, I'm just gonna go on in. I'm sure this is legal. Oh, this looks familiar. This is where I would encountered a few mercenaries along the way, working for various gang leaders and stuff in our previous playthrough. Not much going on here, though. Or anything, I guess. Somehow this version of the Citadel is more empty than I remember.
Look, it took me a long time to get this refund. It's a Cision Omnigel converter. He said there'd be one waiting for me.
Do you have a service order?
No, I got the refund, made the exchange, and then he said go to the warehouse.
I feel like they just wrote down real conversations they had in real life and then just replaced them with Mass Effect words and had that be their sci-fi customer service problem situation.
This Gladys is a thief, and I want her arrested.
What? I was just walking by.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to take a statement here.
There's nothing to talk about. She stole my credit chit. Arrest her.
I did not! Just because I'm a Quarian!
I need you to stop and take a deep breath.
You're mocking me, Earth Clan, just because the Vol Clan need...
It was a poor choice of words, sir. I apologize.
He gets more and more exasperated and angry, which leads to even more frequent inhalations in his mask that he has to pause his conversation for.
You say you're falsely accused?
I was walking to the used ship dealer when he barged into me outside the Certa Foundation. He didn't stop or say he was sorry. A minute later, he runs up with C-Sec and accuses me of stealing his damn chit.
You ran into each other outside the Certa Foundation. Is it possible the chit fell out of his pocket there?
I guess. Sure, all I know is I didn't take it.
I just feel like on a logistical level, if you bump into a Quarian as a Volus, how likely is she going to be able to steal your credit shit? That's, like, I don't know where his pockets are necessarily, but are they even in grabbing range? There's a serious height difference here.
Do you spend a lot of time at the used ship dealer?
Yeah, they've got a lot of nice models. I'd like to buy one and take it back to the fleet, but...
A ship would make a great pilgrimage gift.
You know about the pilgrimage?
I traveled with a Quarian who was on hers.
Wow. I didn't know anyone here would do that for one of us.
Do you know who's telling the truth?
My Omni tool can tell the Quarian doesn't have a chit on her, but she could have stashed it to recover later. You know what Quarians are like. And she's definitely a vagrant. I'll run her in and see what Bailey wants to do with her.
You say she stole your credit chit?
She must have. When I left the Certa Foundation store, she ran right into me.
How does running into you mean she stole your credit chit?
That's how pickpockets work. They bump into you and use that as a cover for rifling your pockets. You can't turn your back on these clanless Quarians. Thieves, all of them.
Are you sure you didn't leave your chit at the Certa Foundation?
Of course not. You think I'd make a mistake like that? I didn't even buy anything there. That chit stayed in my pocket.
I'll see if I can find out what happened.
Ma'am, this is a C-Sec matter. We'll do all we can to resolve this. We don't need civilian help. If you do happen to find the chit, please let one of our officers know.
Let's go.
Be careful out there.
Well, let's check the Certa Foundation. What if the chit's just sitting there, or maybe the person that working the counter even has it?
He's my baby. He's all I have left of Jacob.
I know.
I just want to protect him.
I know.
I'm not being irrational, Michael.
I know.
It's a really nice detail that the conversations are continuing in the background the whole time.
I trust you, Michael. What medical upgrades do you want to get for him?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask random people on the street what they think.
I'm getting the immuno booster. And a drink.
Oh my god, I think these are actually the same people from the previous game that were talking about what they're going to do with the baby that may or may not have... It may have a disease that killed the father, but they're worried that she was worried that maybe the, genetic modifications might also cause problems for the baby because they're not tested enough yet, and she was worried about trying to stop the disease, but then ending up creating a problem because then she would think that she was the one that caused her own baby's death because of the side effects of the treatment or something like that. And now they're talking about what to do with her from this point on and still figuring it out. I don't know if it's the same people, but I remember them being redheaded, I think. And I think that fits what's going on right here. Could be wrong, but it's too close not to be the case. It's a really nice detail how the conversations progress as you come in and out. It's very weirdly Shepard-centric how she just magically witnesses everything, but it's a fun detail that adds color to everything.
Good day, citizen. Welcome to the Certa Foundation outlet on Zakera Ward.
A Volus was in here not too long ago. Did he drop a credit chit?
And not that I saw. He didn't purchase anything.
If everything's done by catalog, why are you here?
Customer service. Returns, exchanges, and group rates. We also find that sales are better when there's someone to personally interact with. Though I'm not sure why a human company exclusively hires Asari to work their stores.
I could guess.
Thanks for your time.
Come back soon, Shepard.
Okay, so no immediate update on the chit. It's not here at the store.
What do you think, Michael? Maybe the immunobooster? It's supposed to help with alien bacteria.
We can get whatever you'd like for little Jake, Rebecca.
Wait, the immunobooster can delay muscle development in high-gravity environments. What if that hurts him?
She's looping on herself. She wants to help, but also thinks that every single thing that helps him might be a constant problem. Crime in progress. We need to find this credit chit. Oh, and I get... I love that. You can actually follow up on the Krogan quest. You can tell them that the fish aren't on the Citadel presidium, or you can try to make the lie continue, just for the fun of it.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my
my favorite customer. What can I get you?
A Volus was in here not too long ago. Did he drop a credit chit?
Oh, yes. He bought some environmental system drivers, then left without his chit. I didn't notice he'd left until he was already gone. If you see him, tell him I have it here behind the counter.
Thanks for your time.
I'll be here if you need anything.
That was easy enough. CSEC guy couldn't just take a few seconds to check because they're too busy just assuming that old Quarians are vagrants and thieves when, at least in my experience, I haven't experienced that yet.
They take anything not welded to the deck.
Yep, there it goes.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to calm down.
Yep, there they go, just assuming. And maybe there is a Quarian thieving problem, but I've never experienced it yet. But also, there were like no Quarians in the previous game, and we've barely started this one.
Please move along.
You forgot your credit chit at Saranus Applications. The clerk's holding it for you.
Oh. Well, the Quarian could have stolen it.
I'll close this event report, but I'll be watching you. Get a permanent residence, or I'll run you in for vagrancy.
Are you two serious?
What?
You falsely accused this girl of stealing from you. All you have to say now is that she could have stolen it?
Now, just a minute.
And you. She gets harassed and insulted by this guy, and you throw in a threat to arrest her for vagrancy.
How about if I run you in for obstruction of justice?
You think you're gonna run in a former Spectre? I think both of you should get out of here.
Son of a...
Thank you. I wish I could give you something more than words.
Can you take care of yourself from here?
I guess. I mean, most nights I eat nutrient paste in a Turian shelter, but I'm surviving. Thanks.
It's not amazing, but it's something. What? Why did I make money for that? Who paid me that? Can I give her that money? She's like starving and eating, well, not starving, but she's sitting around eating awful paste instead of fun food or anything. Hey, sushi?
You ever had ramen? It's a delicacy back on Earth.
No, it's not. You liar. You horrible. You're talking to two humans right now. Who are you tricking right now? No one's gonna fall for your ramen nonsense. To be fair, the other cultures probably do the same thing. Just trick everybody into thinking that, just trick everyone into wait, did I buy real fish or replica fish a second ago? Huh. Sorry, let me check real quick. I kind of want to screw with those people. Or just fake fish from the gift shop. Where was that? That's right across the way. I could find my way there. Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Crap. So my previous thought, yeah, like it's very likely that the other cultures trick us too, and just kind of pretend various things are delicacies or rare foods because the outsiders wouldn't know any better, and you sell them some stuff that costs a nickel, basically, and make a killing on it. It's like, hey, you ever tried ramen? It's so rare and difficult to make. The noodles are made out of silk and dreams. I don't even know how you would eat silk and dreams. Sounds really toxic. Probably not good for Krogans. Maybe for Asari. It's hard to keep track of the food everyone's allowed to eat. Oh, I think I bought the replica fish already. I thought I was buying a real fish.
What do you want?
Why are you so interested in fish from the Presidium?
It's so decadent. Eating a fish from the Presidium would be like Screwing Shaira. Ugh, sorry you're so squishy. Where are you supposed to get a decent grip?
So you can do one of two things here. You can lie to them and claim there's totally fish here, and you can give it to them. Or you can just say there are no fish. And sometimes I like to have a little fun.
I overheard you talking about the fish on the presidium.
What, you mean there actually are some?
Sure, I just caught one. I have it with me now.
I'll pay you for it.
What, you don't think I'm hungry? I went all the way up to the presidium for this. Why should I give it to a random Krogan?
I'll pay you a lot for it.
All right. It's obvious you really want it. Here you go.
Weren't you saving that money for a new gun? Who cares? They wouldn't let me use it here anyway. Thank you, human. Many Krogan must have dreamed of this day, but I get to be the first. It's just a damn fish. Guns are better than fish.
I love these characters. I love that detail. Everything about that's just fun and stupid and great. God damn it. Oh, guns are better than fish. The funny thing is that because they don't like Krogan under the Presidium generally, except unless you take Rex or Grunt there yourself, I think, because you're Shepard, like no one will ever confirm that story. And hey, I technically just led to, I just got somebody to buy one less gun, so that's good too. Let's go to the Presidium.
This meeting would be more productive if Udina was to join us.
My advisor is unavailable. As counselor, I represent the voice of humanity and the Alliance. Shepard will be here and... Oh, Commander! We were just talking about you.
I just want to point out a kind of cool little detail that happened there, which is that for a brief moment there, we saw an L-Corps walking across a bridge. And that seems stupid and minor, but I can't think of another moment where you see an L-Corps physically move at any point in this game. They're always standing perfectly still, probably because they're huge and really would have awkward collision boxes and could break the game if they ran into you or something. But generally, everyone just stands still in Mass Effect just in general, so having somebody walk during a cutscene is already kind of noteworthy, but we see the other alien races enough that's not that big of a deal. But an L-Corps specifically, I genuinely don't know if there are more scenes where you see an L-Corps actually animate.
It's been a long time, Anderson. I hope the last couple years have treated you right.
There have been some rough spots. It's good to have you back.
We've heard many rumors surrounding your unexpected return. Some of them are unsettling.
We called this meeting so you could explain your actions, Shepard. We owe you that much. After all, you saved our lives in the battle against Saren and his Geth.
Saren wasn't the one commanding the Geth. It was the Reaper Sovereign.
Ah yes, Reapers. The immortal race of sentient starships allegedly waiting in dark space. We have dismissed that claim.
Shepard, no one else encountered the hologram on Ilos that told you the truth about the Reapers. Only you and your crew ever spoke with Sovereign. I believe you. But without evidence from another source, the others think Saren was behind the Geth attacks.
Saren was an organic. The Geth would never accept him as their leader. They only followed him because he was Sovereign's agent.
Saren was a compelling and charismatic individual. He convinced the Geth the Reapers were real, just as he convinced you.
It was part of his plan to attack the Citadel. The Reapers are just a myth, one you insist on perpetuating.
We believe that you believe it, but that doesn't make it true.
Yeah, there's Saren being a master manipulator, and then there's Saren committing suicide and dying to a headshot to the head, then reanimating as a cyborg monster as a crazy ship is penetrating the Citadel Council. Council Citadel Tower, I mean. Yeah. No.
Go back to Ilos and talk to Vigil. Or just look at what's left of Sovereign. It's obvious the technology is more advanced than ours.
The hologram on Ilos is no longer functional, and we have found nothing to suggest that Sovereign was not a Geth creation.
The Geth are capable of remarkable technological achievements. This is probably why Saren recruited them.
This Reaper theory proves just how fragile your mental state is. You have been manipulated. By Cerberus, and before them, by Saren.
It's a little frustrating you can't bring up the fact that you literally watched him commit suicide and then come back to life as a robot monster that was clearly not made of much organic tissue at that point. That's frustrating, because that's just not something you can come up. And the fact that you did that with 2 other witnesses in your party adds to that a bit.
I kept Saren from conquering the Citadel. I sacrificed human lives to save this council.
We are in a difficult position, Shepard. You are working for Cerberus, an avowed enemy of the Council. This is treason, a capital offense.
That's too far. Shepard is a hero. I'm on this council too, and I won't let this whitewash continue.
Maybe there is a compromise, not a public acknowledgement given your ties, but something to show peripheral support.
Shepard, if you keep a low profile and restrict your operations to the Terminus systems, the Council is willing to offer you reinstatement as a Spectre.
What does that mean? Will I need to start filing reports?
That won't be necessary. This is a show of good faith on our part.
We cannot become involved in an investigation regarding the missing colonies in the Terminus systems, but Spectre reinstatement shows our support of you personally.
I accept your offer.
Good luck with your investigation, Shepard. We hope for a quick resolution and a quick end to your relationship with Cerberus.
Well, that went better than expected. You realize the Council's offer is just symbolic. They won't actually do anything.
I don't need their help. I just need you to keep them off my back.
Shouldn't be too hard. As long as you keep to the Terminus systems.
Anderson, we need to talk about... Shepard. What are you doing here?
Okay, I just need to acknowledge the fact that the graphics have completely lost their mind in this room. Everyone's glitching out. Freaking Morden just, like, slid across the room a moment ago. My eyelids are back to freaking out like in the first game, but in a few moments, entire chunks of animation of people's bodies have just been wigging out. Just accepting that.
I got a long list of people I didn't want to see, and your name is right at the top.
The feeling is mutual, believe me. Your return is a bureaucratic nightmare for us.
I invited Shepard here to speak with the Council. We just finished our meeting.
You what? Counselor, do the words political shitstorm mean anything to you?
The Council reinstated my Spectre status. They're just happy I'm staying out in the Terminus systems.
Yes, I could see how that arrangement works best for both sides. But you really shouldn't have taken a step like this without consulting with me first, Counselor.
I don't answer to you, Udina. Why don't you go to your office and think about that for a while?
Of course, Counselor. Good day to both of you.
Sorry about that. Udina's never gotten over the fact that I got the Council position instead of him. Sometimes I need to put him in his place.
Udina's just doing his job.
True enough. He's got his uses. And if you want something done on the Citadel, he knows who can make it happen. Plus, he's always happy to attend all those formal diplomatic functions I can't be bothered with.
How long did it take to get this place back up to speed after the battle?
Still counting. The main areas of commerce and the most populated wards are complete. But estimates for total restoration are sitting around 5 years. The Keepers always surprise us, though. It's like our repairs are annoying. We'll put up an ugly new bulkhead, and in a few days, they've made it seamless. We never really thought of them as heavy lifters, and I have no idea where they get the resources. But we'd never get done without them.
I'm surprised no one can tell Sovereign isn't Geth technology. Didn't they examine the wreckage?
We don't have much to look at. Pieces of it rained all over the station. It was chaos, with who knows how many species combing the wards for their dead. We secured as much of it as we could. But between the Keepers and a whole lot of unauthorized salvage, there's no way to account for even half of that thing. Another reason why they don't want to acknowledge what Sovereign was.
Last I knew, we were still fighting holdouts.
Here and there. But they are increasingly disorganized. It's long since stopped being called a war. More like cleanup. Not that you can ever discount them. But we haven't had serious casualties for months. A civilian ship will spot an enclave and we send in a squad to clear it. They're not quite the boogeymen they used to be.
What happened to Gunnery Chief Williams after the Normandy was destroyed?
Operations Chief Williams is still with the Alliance, but she's working on a special mission. It's classified. I can't say any more. Not while you're working with Cerberus, I'm sorry.
How've the last couple years treated you?
Serving on the Council isn't how I plan to spend my twilight years. Sometimes it feels like I'm just beating my head against a wall. Knowing the truth about Sovereign is brutal. It's nightmare stuff. I can't blame others for not wanting to believe it, but I know how important it is. So I keep trying. Fighting the good fight, right?
I better go.
Of course, Shepard, I understand. I wish I could do more to help you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Just do me a favor and be careful. You can't trust Cerberus.
I think that Elcor just keeps patrolling back and forth across the entire place, even banking diagonally to avoid running directly into people along the way. They can do that now because I can't go down there, actually. That's the presidium that we used to be able to explore. We should be in the embassies. In fact, this is the... yeah, this is basically the same office we saw before when we came to visit Anderson and Udina in the past. Why? All the graphics are freaking out on the specific location. Weird. Yeah, so this was the presidium as we saw it before, and the layout is yeah, there's the main landing in front of the embassies where we met the guy who was trying to retrieve his wife's body, and we had to go up to the other bar and stuff like that. Right over there should be Sha'ira, across the way. So yeah, this is all... It's all a familiar layout. It's just no longer an explorable location, because they wanted to keep us in relatively new places instead. Is there anything around here? Not really. Let's get back to the ship. I've got some stuff to hand back in. That's dramatic. I only said I wanted to go back to the Normandy. I didn't say take off. They messed up the order of operations here a little bit, didn't they? That's noteworthy. The first game was really good about that. You would get back to the Normandy from the Citadel, but it would actually not play that cutscene. You would hang out and talk to your party members and do whatever you felt like doing. And then when you got back on the Normandy and you actually went to the galaxy map and clicked on a new destination, then it would show you leaving the dock of the Citadel. Right now it would show me landing back in there, I think, if I clicked on it, which would be silly because I didn't try to leave. Thank you again from Samesh Bhatia. Oh wow! Speaking of the person that tried to retrieve his wife's body. Commander Shepard, Miss Udina offered to pass on a message for me. I wished to again express my thanks for your assistance in retrieving my wife's body. While nothing can ever banish the pain of losing Nirali, being able to see that her body was treated properly helped me more than you can imagine. I have opened the restaurants that my wife always wished to start back on Earth. Nirali's picture hangs on the wall, and Alliance soldiers eat for free. It is the least I can do to honor the courage with which both you and my wife have served humanity. Sincerely, Samesh Bhatia. You're not dead, from Emily and Wong. You're alive? How come you broke whatever cover you've been under for 2 years but didn't offer an exclusive interview with your favorite reporter? Whenever you come up for air and you're ready to talk, let me know. A gift of words. Speaking of Sha'ira, Commander. I thought that my gift of words had been incorrect. An embarrassing notion, but my contacts tell me that you yet survive. I am pleased to hear that your journey continues, though I sense that you head toward an even deeper darkness. When you fought Saren, only your resolve was tested, but now I fear you cannot rely only on your own strength. Take whatever steps you must to ensure that those battling at your side fight with clear minds and glad hearts. Be well, Consort Sha'ira. That's basically the game warning you, for the love of God, do the loyalty missions. Do the loyalty missions. Make sure that the people around you are in it, are have their minds on the fight, or you could be in trouble later. Speaking of loyalty missions, I actually already have access to 2 of them, because when you get Zaeed and Kasumi at the beginning of the game, they both just immediately they just tell you like, hey, I'm already in this. I just walk onto your ship. There's no mission you do to hire them. You just find them and talk to them, and they join you. But they immediately inform you of the loyalty mission situation that they agreed, that Cerberus agreed that you would help them out with, and so that you actually can do their loyalty missions before any of the other characters become available, and even before you recruit half the characters. Dr. Chloe Michael. Dr. Commander Shepard. The title says, "You and Garrus are alive. I was relieved to hear that you were alive. I was devastated to hear of the destruction of the Normandy and those people who didn't make it off in time. After you went missing and were presumed dead, I'd feared I'd never see you or Garrus ever again. You and he did so much to help clean the wards when you were hunting for Saren. The galaxy needs more people like you, and I'm glad that you're still here to protect those of us who've grown to depend upon both of you. Is Garrus with you again, by any chance? After being so happy to hear of your survival, I wondered if perhaps he might have ended up with you. I left a few messages on his public accounts, but you know how he is about checking his email. And I don't think the comm address I had for him works anymore, because he hasn't returned any calls. Always so busy on his grand crusades, his great passions, that he focuses on them to the exclusion of anything or anyone else. Anyway, if you know where he might be, I would really love to hear from him. Or both of you could come by next time you're near the Citadel. Thanks, Chloe Michael." So I believe that the doctor you encounter at the beginning of the Citadel, she's under an immediate threat, but you don't get a briefing about it in advance, I don't think, so you don't know necessarily that it's happening. But if you go to the medical ward while she's in danger, you encounter Garrus simultaneously, and you work together to fight off anyone that's there to clear her of that problem. So I wasn't there for that, but so that would land squarely on Garrus's shoulders for taking care of that, because he was the one that was there at the time. But then on my part, what happened is that I showed up later and helped her with somebody that was blackmailing her near the end of my playthrough. And so it explains why she would still know who both of us are and why I'm getting this email. Things are quiet again from Omega Clinic desk. "Commander, I want to thank you again for saving me from those Batarians. I thought I'd seen the worst of people's anger and fear at Dr. Solus's clinic. I had no idea how much anger his work was keeping in check. How bad it really was. If not for you, I'd be dead. Thank you. The clinic is doing well. You got rid of most of the plague, and I've been able to handle the rest without too much trouble. The Blue Suns keep offering to take over security here. I keep the mechs powered on. I won't make the same mistakes twice. Thanks, Daniel." So that was Morden's coworker that now runs the clinic. Any follow-up with Kelly?
Morden's psych profile warned of hyper behavior, but he is like a hamster on coffee. He's going to be a very productive member of the team. Anyway, what's up?
Is there anything I should know?
Nothing right now. Anything else, Commander?
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need anything.
So can I just keep talking to her to trigger more dialogue?
How may I help you, Commander?
The answer is no.
I'll be here if you need anything.
I've only recruited 2 main story characters, to be fair, so maybe they don't react the same way. But it's for the DLC characters. But she might have something to say about Kasumi and Zaeed at some point. Speaking of which, they're both on the ship somewhere, and I haven't met with them yet. But first thing, let's go ahead and... Kasumi's on this floor. We'll hand in the special ingredients we found. Alright, back on the crew deck. I think we got exactly what Mess Sergeant Gardner wanted.
Went missing. Ferris Fields.
Ferris Fields? Didn't Hadley have a brother stationed there?
Yeah, he's taking it pretty hard.
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite. Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub. Anyway, thanks again. You really came through.
They've got head fringes. Yes, I don't think that makes them related to calamari, though. I'm kind of curious to see if Chuck was as hungover.
Commander, I very much enjoyed sharing that ice brandy with you. But I hope I wasn't too unprofessional. Brandy goes straight to my head.
It's nice to see you let your hair down.
Guess I hadn't realized how much those feelings needed airing. But I didn't give you much of a chance to vent. So tell me now. What do you think?
What do I think? I'm thinking, who's Brandy?
Everyone's depending on us. We won't let them down.
They just don't make them like you anymore, Shepard. Well, promise me we'll share a bottle every year. The next one is on me.
Are you sure about that? I've got all the money. Seriously. Shepard always manages to just roll in unconditional amounts of credits. Oh, you're not here, huh? Did I lose track of where you are? Or did I...
The starboard observation deck is closed until needed.
Oh, you're heading over here, aren't you? No? Yes, there we go. So here's Kasumi. This is her location. So they take an alternate approach to dealing with the two DLC characters, which is, I'm slightly torn on, which is that they do some environmental storytelling, which is kind of cool. You can kind of walk around the room and interact with things, and she will say stuff about some of the things. Frustratingly, though, you can't have a conversation with her.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all. I usually travel hidden away in cargo bays. It's nice to be able to look out a window for a change. Mess Sergeant Gardner might just be an evil genius. Emphasis on the evil. The food's gotten better lately, though. I guess his reputation will take time to heal. I'm not really sure what to do with myself. Not much call for thievery aboard a ship. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Yep, that's exactly what happens. So instead of having a back and forth conversation where you ask questions and so on and so forth, instead they just kind of spew random lines. You can also close their window for some reason, just for the sake of it. Nice detail. It means it armors the window up for when that's necessary, like probably in combat scenarios. But yeah, she just kind of hangs out in her room, and you can click on her to make her have random quips, basically, and some color dialogue. But Zaeed and Kasumi don't have proper conversations. Not entirely sure why. I figure maybe it involves some level of maybe they couldn't get the two Commander Shepard voice actors in for all of the lines they were doing for the DLC characters, but those characters have plenty of lines of dialogue for the actual missions involving those characters and the introduction dialogue and so on and so forth. So it's weird. It's almost like they forgot to get everyone together to record the ship dialogue or something. It's an odd detail.
That painting has a special place in my heart. An art collector hired me to steal it. When I got there, the painting was gone. On the way out, I saw it being hauled off by another thief. I chased him down, tackled him, and took the painting. That's how KG and I met. We never did turn it into our employers. The red rose. That used to be my calling card when I first started out. In place of whatever I took, I left a single red rose. It wasn't until I met KG that I realized how silly it was. He had a way of making you realize when you were just being sentimental. I stole that on a dare, believe it or not. There was a big museum show coming to Ilium. Artifacts from Earth going on tour. Very high security. KG dared me to steal this. So I broke in, hacked the security, put a few guards to sleep, and replaced the piece with a worthless duplicate. They never knew the difference. My first museum job. Nowhere near the last. That's my favorite piece, painted for me by a child prodigy from Elysium. She was the cutest thing. She was kidnapped by slavers who hoped to sell her on Omega. I wasn't about to let that happen. I set up an idea as a buyer's rep to get a special tour of the slaver's vessel. Once aboard, I freed the girl and smuggled her off the ship. She painted that for me on the way home. I'll never forget how it felt to watch her work. Don't laugh, I like those books. Romance novels, crime novels, the classics. There's something about the feel of actual paper in your hands, their musty smell. It's relaxing. Keiji used to find books for me while on the job. Some of these are more valuable than the objects he was hired to steal.
It's interesting because it's simultaneously an upgrade and a downgrade at the same time. Because being able to have a proper conversation with these people would be an upgrade over the part where you just click on them and they do random quips and just sort of say a series of lines that they could say. But the idea of going around and inspecting somebody's personal effects and having them comment on them is actually kind of a cool detail. And it's an alternate way of storytelling around a person. It's as opposed to, like, say, walking up to Garrus when he's just hanging at a control panel and that's the only place he's ever at. Like, having somebody have living quarters is quite different. Is that a virtual reality? Yeah, you can hear, like, little laser noises. That's like a virtual reality video game machine or something. Well, let's hope I know what was in those. Oh, I'm sorry, that was actually arsenic. You made a terrible mistake in your life. Oh, goodness.
Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
Yeah, they literally just have a line where they're like, yeah, I'm all out of lines, come back later and maybe I'll have more lines to say at you. Alright, that's crew quarters. I think Zaeed's actually another floor down. Which they helpfully tell me. There we go. Our first engineering deck member. Alright. Let's do the guessing game. Is Zaeed left or right? I would say... I think I know which character's left, so I would say that I think Zaeed is right. Aha! Exactly. Nailed it. Yeah, I think I remember which character goes into the opposite bank. Hello. So similarly, here we have it again. Now, except he's a mercenary instead of a spy, so he's got very different trophies around the room, and has a very different idea what to do with his room. Including apparently throwing knives into the wall, which is impressive, because this wall doesn't look like it's very stabbable. I don't know. He must have a really good arm, or those must be very sharp knives, or they were fired from some sort of super knife gun.
Thinking about past missions. Got a minute? You might learn something. So you knew Archangel from before? Interesting. Knew a lot of men taking jobs to kill the son of a bitch. I never saw the point. You and I wanted the same thing. A whole lot of mercs dead. Hell of a sniper, though. And he kept himself alive with all the mercs in Omega after him. That ain't easy. I was trying to remember how many Cerberus operatives I've killed. Lost track around 50. Guess your elusive man's big on forgiveness. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
He's a man of fewer words. Until I take a look around. A garbage compactor. Let's see this. Do I press another button to make the next step happen? Or is it... Oh, there we go. So yeah, the mercenary got a glamorous room, is basically what's going on here. You can spit out garbage cubes into space. Meanwhile, Kasumi got couches and a bar. Well, he wanted a place to keep his guns.
Beauty, isn't it? Pried that off the Krogan warlord, Kazak. Used to run the blood pack out of Omega about 17 years ago. Wasn't even a job. The guy just thought he'd hijack a freighter I was hitchhiking on. Big mistake. I goaded Kazak into one-on-one combat. Took out his legs, grabbed his gun, and killed every blood pack bastard in the room. That was the most beaten Krogan I've ever seen. Kept a helmet to remind me of that pained expression.
So it is the helmet, like the metal thing, not the, whatever the heck that shielding as it's on their head that I think is fully attached to their body. And he's watching people. Where is that? That's the mess hall. That's the reactor. That's the hallway to Garrus's location. That's the galaxy map? It's very hard to see. Just navigation. Mess hall, but like the tables people sit at. That'd be a little hard to identify. That's probably the hallway outside the elevator upstairs. Crew quarters. Joker. Engineering. Probably Morden's lab. And back to the mess hall. So it loops around. So, while one character removed everybody's surveillance tools, the other person installed new ones. And weirdly, it looks like one of his locations is spying on Morden's lab, which is surprising because I thought Morden was good at removing those kind of things. So it kind of establishes a hierarchy between these characters of how good one is at detecting surveillance items and versus how good one of them is at hiding them in the first place.
Hey, don't touch. That rifle's older than you are. I call her Jessie. That's my lucky charm. More men have been killed with that gun than died in the Skillian Blitz. The day I laid her to rest was the saddest day of my life. I'd give up every weapon I own for one more mission with that shitty old rifle. Oh yeah, that's a model of the Veracon. Turian frigate. Hell of a ship. I led a mission to bring that thing down from the inside with just 5 men and whatever guns we could bring. No chance of success, but we did it. Everyone died but me. So I made out like a bandit. My first impossible mission as an independent contractor. There's been many since, but nothing so goddamn sweet as watching that Turian warship crash planetside.
Does it still say I can still inspect the rifle, even though I wonder if it does the same dialogue or if he gets more agitated that I keep looking at it.
I was down and out when I found that gun. Jessie was the first weapon I got my hands on. Took her everywhere. She didn't have much punch, but reliable as all hell. She'd already been through a lot by the time I got her. Still, I never had to re-sight her once. Damn good rifle. I remember Jessie's first kill. Turian arms dealer out of a maker. I ran through miles of filth and rust to hunt him down. When I finally cornered him, that gun was caked in 2 inches of the foulest sludge you can imagine. But Jessie wanted that Turian dead, so 2 shots. And he died right there. I killed my way across the terminus systems with that gun. Seemed like Jessie wanted to kill more than I did. Bloodthirsty old bitch. I owe half my reputation to that weapon right there. Anytime someone calls me ruthless, relentless, they're talking about that rifle. I don't take Jessie into battle anymore. Had to retire her about 5 years ago. I was hunting down this Batarian slaver. Forgot his name. Not important. Carved my way through 100 Batarian mooks. I don't remember ejecting a clip once. Jessie just kept firing. Reached the slaver and he got in my face, so I went to blow him away and nothing. The old bitch had finally jammed. So I smashed his face in with the butt of the gun and called in the job. After that, Jessie couldn't be fixed. Nothing anyone could do. Like she'd finally had enough blood and was ready to rest. Been resting ever since.
I want to point out that Zaeed had like 2 lines of dialogue to say when he just talked to him, but you bring up Jessie, and he's obsessed with that rifle, and he personifies it so hard, and like ritualizes its general existence in a way that's interesting because he's put his life on the line for so long, and he's so old that he thinks that gun is somehow has a magical impact on his ability to survive. Hey, fish. Gotta feed the fish. There you go. Look at that. The fish food appears at the top of the ship and they all slowly... Whoa, I think they just left the water tech... What? I don't think that's supposed to happen. They just left into space, apparently. Okay, one's coming back down. Hey, you can release food into their tank, and they'll actually eat the food. And that's the fish I was collecting. Don't starve out your fish. I love you, space hamster. I'll never forget you, space hamster. Hey, add Mass Effect to the list of games with working mirrors. It's a short list. At least it's a much shorter list than the list of games that have intentionally broken or foggy or somehow defaced mirrors so that they don't have to acknowledge mirrors.